Hi, my name is Diane Darling. I'm a part of the American College of Education, and I'm taking a course called The Design of Instructional Media. I'm getting my master's in instructional design. For this course, I actually designed my very own business, and it's called Dream Academy. So, it's a Chinese summer camp and after school program. The target age group is 7 to 11. The population of Utah is not very diverse, and that's where this business would take place. There is a demand for Chinese after school programs and camps, and will spark the imagination using the universal design of learning. Kids will have the freedom of representation, engagement, and expression. You would be amazed how interactive, fun, energetic, and hands on curriculum will transform students. We'll do activities from baking, gardening, engineering, to acting, serving, dancing, to singing, filming, and programming. We'll meet the students at their level. Utah uses two sets of standards. ACTFL is a proficiency standard, and YCT is an achievement standard. So we'll teach based on these standards and also assess based on these standards. Hattie actually did a meta-analysis, and one of the top 235 things that contribute to education will be used and considered, will be a visible learning course. And one of the top things that he stated was a Piaget program. And it's just being aware of the cognitive level of the kids that we are targeting. It's just so important to be able to know what they are capable of and what they aren't capable of and how to mitigate the difference. This is a very classic example of the lack of conservation in a child below the age of 7. The child is cognitively ready for certain tasks, but whenever you stretch it out, they all of a sudden can't conserve it. They don't have that concept, and so and later on, when in the future, they will be able to. And so our program will be catered to knowing the difference between the skills. At that age, though, children do become curious about the world around them, and we will provide activities that will spark that. But at certain times, at the concrete operational stage, students are aware of object conservation. And during those times, we'll
Childhood.
be
Children show
doing
dramatic changes in their thinking. Children begin to use logical instead of intuitive
so
perception-bound
as students
reasoning. They are no
begin to
longer
use
fooled, for
logic
example,
and
by
accurate
Piaget's classic
reasoning, we'll
conservation
have
tasks.
more
These two look like they're about the
more
same amount.
engineering activities, and we'll have filming, and we'll challenge them to their level of understanding, and we'll be able to bring
Are they
out
still
the
the same?
best
Yeah.
in what they're capable of.
Yes.
Explanations.
So the Chinese immersion program is actually a dual immersion program, so it's 50-50. Students are in the English side half the time, and they're in the Chinese side half the time. And when there is a gap in instructional need, the number one priority is English. So reading is always met. But the second priority would be math. And so that is met. But Chinese is never met at any level. So there are gaps in the program for every student, even the high achieving students. And during the summers, there's 3 months where the language is not being used and will be forgotten. There are 33 Chinese immersion schools in Utah. Each program has 50 to 60 students per grade. There are 6 grades of students at each school. So there's a huge market and demand for a program like this. Multimedia ensures relevancy of real-world connections, interactivity, collaboration, motivation, and engagement. And here is how we're going to use it in this program. Erasmus is an awesome augmented reality app. Imagine like reading a recipe and holding an iPad over it and have a video come alive. You could actually film your own videos, so students can film themselves making something, and it will be permanently embedded to certain pictures. Kahoot and Quizlet are so fun and so interactive for students to learn new vocabulary. Um, I especially like Quizlet Live. Quizlet Live is based on collaboration, and they actually make you restart when a student pushes the wrong thing. So it really emphasizes on precision rather than speed. YouTube videos will be created to help with the engineering process, and it will be catered directly to this program. Educreations is a great resource where students can actually storyboard. And as a storyboard, they will be able to write scripts, and they can do voiceovers and record what they were planning. I love Google Suites. Google Suites will be used to write, share, and edit their final portfolio. Google Classroom will be used to organize all of this. iMovie is one of my favorites. You could storyboard on iMovie. There's trailers that are so easy to make that even a third grader can do it. And they will collaborate using iMovie and succeed in each of these modules. Sphero is a really easy programming that I could teach in Chinese, and students will be able to program spheros. So one of the major and most important things is to have authentic assessments, and that's students will have multiple opportunities to perform informative assessments, and they will turn in artifacts at the end of each module to really show that they have grown in the module. In baking, they will create a Google Doc, and they will create a recipe book. When they're planting, when they're growing things, gardening, students will make education videos, and they're actually going to document the growth of their plants. And they're going to, in Chinese, record the entire process of everything. And engineering, students will have an engineering fair, and they're going to be able to present what they have engineered in Chinese. Acting, they will put on a play for their parents. Giving, they're actually going to go to the charity of their choice and give it to the needy people. For example, one of the ideas that I have is they're going to make capes for the kids at a children's hospital, and they're going to be able to go and deliver those. Students will be able to perform the songs that they've learned in the singing sessions. They'll be able to have a red carpet night for the films that they make. It's just going to be a very interactive way to assess the students. My personal reflection through this whole process is now I know that copyright laws matter. Photo editing is complicated, and for a few of these, I have edited the photos, and it took so long. I made circles. It took me a long time to be able to make a circle around the picture. And my last thing is design is never complete. It's always a process. And the new skills I have used, I reduced the words on each slide. I used photo editing tools, and this is the first time I've ever used Prezi, and it's pretty fun. Thank you so much for watching my presentation. I am so excited to design this program. It's always fun to design a new course, and instructional design is such an important field, and I really appreciate the course. Thank you.